All right, today I want to talk about film photography. When I say film photography, I'm talking about older cameras, 35mm and 120mm. I want to explain the difference between both and why they are more than relevant today than they have ever been. In the digital era, social media, incredible amount of technology at our fingertips and instant access to images. Why would we go back to an old process? Why would we shoot film on a wedding day? Why should couples think about having someone that understands how to shoot film? And why should they add this to their digital package for their wedding day? So film photography has been around for a long time, right? If you're over 25, 25, 30, you would have seen film photography because I'm sure your parents probably have albums and albums of you as a child, and they printed out those little Kmart prints and put them in. Most likely, if you are at that age, they're going to be shot on film, and you would have a negative, which is a contact sheet. Why is it relevant today to go back to an old method? Well, I think the thing is technology is moving so fast, and there's a thing about our eye becomes conditioned to what we see and what we think is real. And editing and all of these kind of methods to portray an image to look a certain way can go so far north or so far left and right that we lose track of what it's actually about. In the end of the day, what is it? Is it about perfection or is it about presence? Is it about manipulating the actual scene to make it look something or make someone look something different? Or is it about documenting the simplicity of it? Of that you take a photograph, you don't know what it's going to turn out to like until you get your scans back. And you make no adjustments to those scans. It's true, it's reality. It's the way our eye sees things. Yes, colors and all of this comes into place, but you're not generally sitting on Photoshop and skin retouching and adjusting sizes, and people might think, hey, why the fuck would we use film then if we're not going to manipulate the photo? And my answer is because it couldn't be more real than the truth. And why should you add it to your wedding day? One, it has the most nostalgic feel. Film has this beautiful rawness about it that cannot be touched by editing methods that we're using today. AI has no play in the way that the image can be created. The cameras are nostalgic and they have a different feel when you take a photograph and you hear that photo click. It's a different method of being in front of the camera. Generally, it's a lot slower. It's more thought about. It's more of a creative process rather than thousands and thousands of photographs. I'm not saying digital's bad at all. We use digital on most of our projects, let's say that. But what I think is really important is people consider adding film photography is that if that is an option with their creative team. It might be 1, 2, or 3 rolls, but you get a certain look, right? You have a different process in creating, especially if the creative understands the process of creating using film. Now, a question we always get is, what is the difference between 35 and 120 and all of what's this medium format talk, etc.? It's essentially just a larger negative. And what that generally brings is a better quality image. Yes, the camera system is actually a different camera. So for example, this would shoot 35mm film. A bigger camera or a different format camera would shoot 120 medium format film. Out of that, for example, a roll, you might only get 10 photos per roll. On 35mm, you might get 36 frames per roll. So it's a beautiful way to slow life down just a touch. It's become a trend lately, but I think it never really lost its touch. I think more photographers are just picking up the nostalgic look of film and understanding and learning film. You know, it's something that I learned early on in my career as a wedding photographer. And I am so grateful I had those people around me teaching it. Mark Doring from Adelaide was one person that just helped me so much. Cy Moore from New Zealand, thank you. Atkins Photo Lab down in Adelaide, thank you. All of those people that understood film and the importance of it, and allowed me to go back to where it kind of started. It's definitely not the first photo method, but understand the way of creating with film. So to recap, I think it's really important that you add film to your wedding photography package. You know, you can't redo your wedding photos. So hopefully it's not a regret if you don't have it. I hope you like this little video, guys.